This is a very quick tutorial on how to create bleed on a package net that you have grabbed out from one of our books that came with a CD of package nets already done as a PDF file. So here I've opened up the PDF file and I'm on page 52 of that PDF from that book. Okay, so you'll notice here that if I go over to my layers palette, it says cut. If I turn it on and off, it only has the cut and actually doesn't have any crease there at all, unfortunately. Okay, so I want to now prepare this file for the starting point of my design. Okay, so this file here is tiny. This package net is too small to hold my food or what have you, my product. So I'm going to press Command A. I'm going to then press Command C. Now for those who are on PC, every time I say Command, it means Control. Okay? I'm now going to go over to File, go to New, and I'm going to use an A3 page. Now if your package net doesn't fit on an A3 page, use an A2 size page. And you'll be submitting your work electronically, okay? And when you go to print it out, right next to the package net, you need to write down, scale down, print, okay? Do you understand this? Right? Otherwise, you can go to Officeworks. I do recommend you go to Officeworks and print out the full size because a part of your rubric states that you need to mock it up as well, okay? All right, so here we have A3 and I'm going to be on a landscape format. So I'm going to click on Create. I'm going to do some housekeeping first of all. I'm going to go to Layer 1, double click on it. I'm going to call this one here Package Net. Click on OK, or in fact Return or Enter. So that's my Package Net layer. I'm going to press now Control V or Command V on the keyboard. And you see how tiny this Package Net is. I'm going to resize mine up. Now, if you want your package net to be a certain size, you'll need to do some mathematics here, okay? Now, I've created a JavaScript calculator for upsizing things in Illustrator. So if you have trouble with the original files, with the original size of the image to be scaled up to a certain percentage, I can give you the percentage value that it needs to be a particular size. Is that cool? All right, so I've scaled mine up here, and my package net's right there. Okay, I'm going to now double click in there. In fact, I'm just going to click on this and press here Command Shift G to unlock all this together. And let's see if it's all unlocked now, which is good. I click on this thick outline. Okay, I'm now going to double click on the selection tool. And I'm going to zero out my vertical, my horizontal. And then I'm going to click on Copy. I then create a new layer which is below package net, and I'm going to name that new layer called Bleed. Press Return or Enter. I'm now going to go to this blue square that's right here. I'm going to click and drag it down to this layer over here. So if I turn off package net layer, I end up with just this. Okay. I'm going to turn this package net layer back on again. I'm going to lock that layer, but my bleed remains unlocked. Now for a package net, you typically need a bleed of 3mm to 5mm, depending on how sloppy the printing is. Okay, so if you were printing onto, let's say, plastic for bread, like for bread packaging, that's a plastic, so you probably need about 5mm bleed for that. But if it's onto card, then you probably only need about 3mm bleed. Let's imagine this is card. So I'm going to go now to Object, Path, and then I'm going to go to Outline Stroke. Oops, cancel that, Command Z to undo. I went to the wrong one. Object, go down to Path, and you go over to Offset Path, and here it brings up this dialog box right here. Click on Preview, and my offset is going to be 3 because it is a cardboard box. Click on OK. So this here is my bleed. And remembering back to year 11 what exactly bleed is, I'm not going to explain to you what bleed is right now. So proof of concept here. I'm going to flick across to my stroke to a fill. I'm going to choose a color for my package net. Click on OK, and there is my package net with a bleed. Pretty cool. But what happens if you have other elements in your design, let's say circles, for example, and you want to have them cropped off here, okay, which you should do, or an image, for example. I'm just going to now create some circles, and I might have my circles as being, let's say, maybe a little bit of a lighter pink color. Oops, undo. I need to actually do the circles first, don't I? So I'm going to put a circle in here, for example, and maybe a circle in here. Okay, I'm going to select those two circles, obviously, and then flick them around. Okay, and then choose a lighter part of that pink. Okay, and I'm going to increase the stroke so I can actually see it in this video. There we go. So you can see here that the printer, when you send this job off to the printer, they'll freak out by this, thinking that it's very dirty and messy. Okay, so you don't send off any artwork like this. Okay, so what you do to fix this, and this is the same if you have an image in your design. Okay, same thing as the circles. You have your background color. You go over to the selection tool, double click on that again. Zero out those vertical and horizontal items. Press copy. Now, keyboard combination here. You press Command Shift and then close curly bracket. Brings this copied shape up above all the other elements of your design. Okay? Yes. Then you press Command A to select everything. Then you press Command 7. And voila, you've got everything cropped out. Yes? So if I wanted to go back into my design to modify my design, I double click on the circles until I get to this open state. Pretty cool? To modify it. Okay, I undo it. So I can actually undo, a mask by pressing Command Shift 7 by undoing it like that from memory. Let's see if I can do that. Path. I actually know the shortcuts only. Release. And it releases everything, okay? Cool? Right, and that is it. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. Please subscribe to my DET profile, Department of Education and Training. Thank you. Bye. Hope you like that dad joke. Goodbye.